Today, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin USDT or BTC USDT. Okay, we're gonna kind of pick up from where we left off because the last video that I did, it was I think we was looking at the pairing BTC XRP or XRP BTC, something along those lines, anyways, right? Now, in my opinion, I thought that video would have been a really good idea because at least you could sell into one particular asset class and accumulate on along those lines, but it wasn't as popular as I thought. So you guys kind of want things separate, so it's like you just want to hear about exclusively BTC to USDT, and if you're interested in XRP to USDT, that too is fine. So this is what we're gonna pick up from. So I kind of got the vibe of the last video that I did, and the vibe is this is what you guys like, this is what you're interested in, so this is what we should keep the focus on. So that's what we're going to be doing. So when I last did a recording on this video, okay, I talked about what was going on in this area in regards to the volume profile. Okay, so like I always say in regards to the volume profile, because sometimes I'll be honest, I get my words mixed up when I'm talking about certain things in the volume profile. So I get my words mixed up, and for that I apologize. Probably won't be the last time I do it. So just giving you a heads up on that. But as we can see, this area right here is the high value area of the volume profile. Okay, this is the most important area that I can draw your attention to, right? In regard, even though price is up here right now, this is the most important area, right? This is where all the action is. So you want to be mindful about this, right? Now, what we have right now is that price, in regards to Bitcoin, is up. So it's closed above the high value area of the volume profile, and it's now in the low value area, which is this right here. This is the low value area of the volume profile. So this is where Bitcoin is at right now, okay? And right above that, we have what I can only put down as a low value node area, okay? So here, there is no pricing, there is no passive orders there, right? So the only passive orders could most likely see in this location, if it was to appear, would be passive sales, right? So unless you're one of these types of, I don't know, hedge fund guys, right, that would like to buy at this level, like you want to buy your Bitcoin here, so you didn't want to do anything over here, but you want to do it all up here, right? Then you have your passive buy orders sitting right up here, okay? But most cases, what is most likely going to be sitting up here will be passive sell orders. So these are guys that are happy with how much they've made in BTC, and they want to jump out once certain price points are triggered. So this is what I assume all this stuff is, right? So at the moment, there is nothing here. So basically meaning nobody is trying to sell their BTC right now, okay, based on what we're looking at. And this is dead space, right? Dead space. So what could happen is one or two things could happen in this area as price continues its journey, because price is now in this low value node area. It is there, right? So what could happen is this. It's either this level here will form a support level. No, sorry, a resistance level, right? So this will become a resistance level right here, okay? Which means price will be forced to come down to pick up all of these passive orders that are sitting here, okay? So that is what could happen, or price could blast through this zone rapidly, okay? Aim to settle, at which point passive orders will now come back into play. People start buying in these locations because price would have indicated it plans on shooting all the way up. So these are the things that could appear in the coming days and weeks, right? Now, let's say the opposite happens, which is BTC has found its ceiling and is now going to do a retracement before it attempts to get back on top of what it has done already, which is over 100k in valuation or coin value, right? Then I would expect price to make his way down to the high side of the high value area. So that is here, right here. This is the high side of the high value area. I will expect price to come in here somewhere, okay, right? And then maybe attempt to go back into the low value area, low value node again, right? So that is one scenario. Second scenario to that is that we get a head and shoulders in this area right here. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is price will come all the way down and close below the high side of the high value area, which is this right here. So it will close under it, indicating that at the bare minimum, it will bounce from this low value node area, and worst case scenario is going to return down to the low side of the high value area, at which point we have a low value node sitting right here that I have not highlighted. Okay, therefore it will do something like this, right? Regardless of how it does it, it's going to come down here and then it's just going to do the zigzag, therefore giving us the head and shoulders that I've just talked about, right? That's what could happen. Okay, and then at which point, which I highly doubt it, right? I highly doubt it, that we may get some type of correction in BTC, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think the likeliest scenario in this situation, right, if BTC leaves this area right here, is worst case scenario is going to come down to the low side of the high value area, this area right here, okay, and then it's going to blast off again, and it's going to make sense if it comes to that location. It's going to make a lot of sense, because essentially all that will happen is, so let me just do it like this, right? So all that will happen is we'll have the trend line will expand. The trend line itself, so the trending channel will expand, and a new low would then be formed, which would then help us predict the potential new lows that will be formed in future. So something like this could take place where it will come all the way down here, right? No, sorry, it will come all the way down here, which is the low side of the high value node area, right? This will then expand a little bit. Okay, this would then expand a little bit, and then it would then push back up again some more. But I think before it does that, it's going to want to create passive orders in this area over here, which is going to help it make sense, should it come all the way down here, why it should come back up here again. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm kind of thinking right now that will take place. And this is a bit of a shot in the dark in terms of what I think could happen. So this is more along the sides of me trying to predict what market is going to do. I try to avoid doing that, right? But based on what we're looking at right now with BTC and what is actually playing out in this area, if I had to make a couple guesses, this would be one of the guesses that I will put forward. So, for example, so long as it keeps pushing up, right, we don't have to worry about anything I've said in regards to this area over here. We don't have to worry about anything about that, right? But once it starts to break down, this is when what I've just said now starts to become a little bit more relevant, okay? And then when we get price under this level over here, this is when maybe revisiting this video, okay, not sure how far into the future that will be, may prove useful, okay? And then at this level right here, especially if you're late to the BTC party, okay, and you have absolute faith in BTC, you believe that Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million and beyond, right? Then this would be one of the best places to position yourself should we find BTC at 50k. And in all fairness, BTC at 100, I will expect it to come to 50k before it goes to 150. In my opinion, I will expect it to do that, right? Now, if you're really famous and you've got a whole bunch of people to give you billions and billions and billions of dollars, you could buy up here. But if you're regular folk and you like to obviously use your head before making trades, right, you can wait to see if it comes down to this location right here, which would be one of the best places to actually pick up some BTC. This is like the second best place to pick up BTC as it's doing this bullish run, but this would be the best place to pick it up, right? This would be the best place to pick it up from, in my opinion. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. Now, for immediate action meaning you want to make moves today. You want to make moves today. You want to do something today. You want to be in today. You want to handle some business today, right? Then basically what I would say is this. This is what I would say. The levels that I pointed out before are still relevant. The levels I pointed out before are still relevant. The main one is this one right here. This level right here, which is highlighted, this one here, BTC at 105, it is super relevant. Okay, so this is where you would be able to take a short position with your respective broker, okay, to the downside, right? And I would say if you was to get in at this level over here, okay, right, you should aim to hop off around this level over here. Now, bearing in mind, this is on condition that price finds itself under the low value node area. All of this thing is not going to work if price is not under the low value node area, right? So as it stands, you cannot take a position in this area if what I'm telling you in regards to how I would do things is making sense. Now, it's also important I say this to you. I am not a financial advisor. I am not giving you financial advice. If you take the recommendation in this video and place trade based on that, just know that you're solely responsible for everything you do. Because first off, I do not trade crypto. So that's one. Two, this is just an opinion, right? And three, I am not a financial advisor for the second time. I don't have any qualification in finance. This is a really good hobby of mine, analyzing charts, and I'm just expressing that knowledge across over to you. And like I say, I have no interest in trying to swindle anybody on the internet. I like to generate clean, positive money for myself. I don't want no dirty dough, right? No dirty dough. I'm not in that business at all. So, like I say, I don't sell you a course. All it is that I will sell you is maybe a t-shirt, maybe a mug. Maybe I will sell you and give you an affiliate link for to get TradingView, right? Which is what I'm using. Maybe I'll give you an affiliate link to go and get some books, right? But I will not be selling you a course at all. Maybe at some point in the future, when everything is laid out, crystal clear, that I am 100%. So which means I've gone through the trials and tribulations to prove that I'm the guy, and I've been successful in doing that. Only then will I sell you a course, and only then will I take your dough. But outside of that, I'm not doing that. So like I say, this is just a recommendation. This is just not even a recommendation, sorry. This is just a an observation I'm pointing out. And you will need to do the checks to make sure if everything makes sense or not, because you will bear the responsibility of it all. Now, with that said and done, if you have stayed watching up until now, at the bare minimum, you owe me a subscribed, right? Because I've poured my heart and soul out over to you guys to help you secure the bag, right? I have gone above and beyond for you. So that's the bare minimum. This is not even a tax. This is just a click. So you click the subscribe button, you turn on the notification, and you drop us a like. So whenever I drop another video that may potentially help you get to the bag, you'll be the first to see it. Because once again, this is not content on entertainment. This is content on helping myself and helping you. I am here for you, right? So with that said and done, my awesome people from all around the world, I will see you all on the next one.